I think that Issa Hayatu is coming to the end of his road. He is highly incorrigible. I think that he is somebody who is not just contumacious, but somebody who, over the years, has been extremely dictatorial, has been so magisterial and so tyrannical, to a point where he thinks whatever he says represents the marker. I think on this particular issue, he's been completely insensitive and he's been very, very reckless. When the health authorities on the African continent have suggested that this is not a time for big crowds to congregate at the point. I mean, as we speak, the health authorities around the world are yet to have a cure for Ebola, and the spread is so rapid. And the authorities have suggested and concluded that where a number of people are, it's very, very easy for the disease to be transmitted. So I do not understand why Hayatu think in the name of football, this competition must definitely be hosted around this time. Morocco pulled out and suggested if the competition could be postponed to June, by which time probably the health authorities would have had a cure or an answer to the disease. You know, we'll be making some inroads. It is not for nothing that a country like South Africa, with their sophisticated health facilities, will pull out of hosting the competition. So I was surprised that a few minds in Ghana even toyed with the idea of hosting the competition. I thought it was complete madness. It made no sense at all for anybody to entertain even the idea of trying to host the competition. Only for health authorities like Noguchi, to come up, and the Ghana Medical Association to come out strongly to oppose it, before people started backing off. It makes absolutely no sense. The point I'm making is that it does not make sense. Whatever joy, whatever success, whatever the sponsors have brought on board, it makes no sense. It cannot claim the loss of one life. And it makes no sense for this competition to go on. I mean, what is going to be the reaction of Hayatu and his CAF cronies if one person dies because of this Cup of Nations? And once the competition is hosted in June, you cannot bar supporters from Guinea, from Sierra Leone, from Liberia. In any case, we do not think that these are the only countries where the Ebola disease is. We've just been told that 2 medical officers have died in Mali, and we have a situation where the disease is spread even to Europe. We have cases where Ebola is spread to the UK, to Spain, to the United States of America. We may not be in a right position to even conclude that in other parts of Africa where we are told there is no such disease, we can be too sure about that. So this is not a time for us to continue. I mean, I know that a number of, for example, church meetings have been postponed because of this Ebola disease. So I'm vehemently opposed to any attempt to host the competition at this particular time in the name of sponsorship. I don't know, but it would be too harsh to suggest that Hayatu is getting senile. But I think it's come to the end of the road, and it's time for him to probably to move on. This is another mark of his insensitivity in the name of money from sponsors. When health authorities from across the African continent have suggested postpone this tournament, you lose absolutely nothing postponing this tournament to save lives. What do you gain gaining money when lives are going to be lost? It makes absolutely no sense.